Thank you to the 888 people who voted on which Divine Beast I wanted to fight first. It means a lot that a lot of you are this interested. I'm here to announce that the winner, with 62% of the vote, was Ruta. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's episode is one of the ones I've been anticipating the most personally, taking on the Divine Beasts. The fight wasn't what I expected, but it was awesome. After the battle, I explored Central Hyrule, found memories, and visited locations based on your comments from last time. As always, if you notice something I missed or want me to visit a specific location, drop hints in the comments. I'm not looking up guides, and I don't want spoilers. The full playlist is linked in the description. Honestly, I didn't think Ruta would win the vote. I was expecting to be thrown into the desert or the volcano. Based on the comments, I don't believe this fight is considered hard. It's more of a fan favorite. It's actually the only beast I haven't seen as well. My best guess before fighting? An octopus or a squid. Before fighting Ruta, we need to reach the Zoro domain. Back in episode 2, I activated this quest by meeting Prince Sidon. The benefit of unlocking the entire map is that I can now see a clear path to the domain. That's my best bet since the constant rain makes climbing the mountains nearly impossible. At the start of the path, I found a traveler's sword. I immediately went back to Hanno village to show Neb, who gave me 20 rupees, and then asked to see a fire rod. I don't have one yet, so I'll return later. Back on the path, I picked up a lot of rocks with rupees underneath. I then ran into Sidon, who warned me that the long path ahead is filled with monsters. What he didn't mention is that every single enemy is electrified. My first taste of this was fighting a barricade of lizards with shock arrows. These enemies seem to have more game sense than me, as they're taking advantage of the weather conditions. On the bright side, some of them dropped boomerangs I could add to my collection. The next wave was electric bats, and they absolutely shredded my health bar. I tried to stay strong, but after 5 of them started chasing me, I made the tactical decision to retreat to the Deku tree. I needed to buy and cook some more food before continuing. I took advice from some comments, using only 1 hardy fruit for full regen and a smaller amount of extra hearts. I still made combos because I wanted to see what they'd create, but I definitely won't be cooking 5 hardy fruits together anymore unless I want 20 plus extra hearts. With my food supply restocked, I went back to face the bats, this time bringing a cube to test something. While not practical, it's good to know enemies can take damage this way. I then used my bow to my advantage. I'm using it a lot more now because almost every enemy on this path has been dropping 5 to 10 arrows, so I've quickly been building up a supply I've been sorely lacking up until this point. Coming out of the rock tunnel, I fought another group of lizards, but used the elements to my advantage by freezing them. Crossing the bridge, I reached the halfway point and climbed a really cool mountain with murals explaining Zora lore. Then I had to fight more lizards with shock arrows, got ambushed by a moblin, and ran into an electric wizard, who I didn't know, can summon slimes. I promise I'm not as bad as I look right now. Hopefully. After getting my revenge, I noticed a massive tube releasing water into the atmosphere. This is 100% the Divine Beast, but my octopus squid prediction is not looking good. I could see the domain in the distance, and decided my best move was to glide there and avoid fighting all the moblins I saw. Finally arriving at the domain, Sidon greets us and immediately wants us to meet the king. I have to say, this is the coolest location in the game so far for me. The architecture and the shades of blue make it visually stunning and give it a royalty vibe, which I'm really liking, but makes sense because it's Prince, meet the king. It's kind of obvious, but it just looks really cool. Before meeting the king, I wanted to complete the shrine puzzle. This one was all about runes. The goal was simple, get the ball in the hole, but the ball was at the very top of a ramp that would send it straight into the abyss. First, I tried using stasis to knock it off its platform, but it wouldn't budge. Then, I noticed the waterfall behind it and used Crinosis to push it onto the ramp. It got stuck behind the elevated ramp, so I tried stasis again, but I sent it flying straight into the abyss. My idea to solve this was to create a path to the ramp with Crinosis. It worked. Using more ice blocks, I redirected its path close to the hole. Then I broke an ice block, used stasis before it fell off, and slowly nudged it into the hole. To get the spirit orb. Back outside, I wanted to check out the shop first before going to see the king. It sold a lot of ice arrows, and then I met a blacksmith who hated me, believing we were the cause of Mipha's death. A couple episodes ago, I mentioned being curious about what the champions would look like. I forgot that King Rome said that they died in the first flashback. What I meant to say, I was wondering if they took a similar role to King Rome, where their spirits remain to guide Link. Reaching the throne room, we finally meet the king, who recognizes us immediately. Turns out the Zora have a much longer lifespan, and the king has many fond memories of Link. We explain that we lost our memories, and he immediately talks about Mipha. He then asks for help, explaining that the amount of water Ruta is producing will break the dam and destroy the entire domain, potentially flooding Hyrule. While he's explaining this, we hear Ruta in the distance. To stop the machine, they need shock arrows, but Zoras can't touch them or they die. Side note, this makes all the electricity-based enemies I fought on the way up here feel much darker with this information in mind now. I offered to help, and I received Zora armor as a token of gratitude. This will help us navigate waterfalls and swim faster, I believe. Unfortunately, the old Zora, who holds a deep grudge over Mipha's death, refuses to help and walks off. I have to say, before talking to him again, Ruta being an elephant shocked me. I wasn't expecting a mammal for the water divine beast, but thinking about an endless supply of water, an elephant kinda makes sense. It looks really cool though, so there's that. At the statue, Sidon and I tried to convince the old man, Muzu, to work with us. And all of a sudden, Sidon drops the bombshell piece of lore I was not expecting. Mipha was in love with Link. This took me back. I never expected a Nintendo game to outright mention the word love. Usually it's just hinted at. Before I had time to process this, something triggered inside Link.
I was thinking, this reminds me of the time we first met. You were just a reckless child, always getting yourself hurt at every turn. Every time, I would heal you, just as I'm doing right now. thought it was funny how, being a Hylian, you looked grown up so much faster than I did. I was always willing to heal your wounds, even back then. So if this Calamity Ganon does in fact return, what can we really do? We just don't seem to know much about what we'll be up against. But know this, that no matter how difficult this battle might get, if anyone ever tries to do you harm, then I will heal you. No matter when or how bad the wound, I hope you know that I will always protect you. Once this whole thing is over, maybe things can go back to how they used to be when we were young. You know, perhaps we could spend some time together.
That's my favorite memory so far. Before interpreting it, we tell Muzu, who calls BS on us just suddenly remembering her, but then Sidon presents evidence that the armor we just got, Mipha actually made it for Link, and that's why it fits us perfectly. This convinces him to reveal that on Polymus Mountain, a Lionel resides who uses a lot of shock arrows. If we can get about 20 of them, we'll have enough to defeat Ruta. While making my way up the mountain, I want to talk about the lore we just got. The two characters that stood out to me were obviously Muzu and Mipha. Muzu to me is a representation of grief and anger. He's clearly smart, being an advisor to the king, and Mipha's main educator when she was growing up. But his actions are driven by emotion rather than logic. He knows Zoras can't stop Ruta because they can't use shock arrows or electricity. That doesn't matter to him. All he sees is the failures of Hylians, which caused the death of someone close to him. Sidon mentions he was always distrusted of Hylians, but holding a grudge for 100 years would drastically change anyone's worldview. The reason he told us how to stop it wasn't because he trusts us, it was because he trusts Mipha. Speaking of her, I'm 99% sure she's the reason 62% of you voted for this quest. So far, in the 7 memories I've seen related to the main quest, I've only seen her once, right before Ganon attacked. I didn't pick up on her feelings towards Link at all. I was so focused on the dynamic between Zelda and Link that I wasn't really focusing on the other champions at all. Except the bird guy, he didn't really like it when the fire dude told Link to take charge. This memory adds a layer to Link that I think is great. His desire to help people and put himself in danger seems intrinsic, not something he was taught as a knight. He'd recklessly get hurt trying to do good. That's probably one of the many reasons he's the Hylian champion and able to wield the Master Sword. That quality is likely one of the main reasons Mipha loved him. She seems like a very caring individual who always helps those around her. Her calm presence probably makes her a great healer, and it's obvious why everyone in Zora speaks so highly of her. It hurts knowing the outcome, but this memory gives me a lot more motivation to take Ruta back from Ganon. One last note on the memories. I now realize that while the memories in the database are in chronological order, they aren't consecutive. In the quest tab, it shows that there are actually 18 memories, not the 12. I'm going to assume every Divine Beast fight will give me an additional memory, and maybe the last 2 are in the castle or something. Climbing up the mountain, I finally reached the Lionel and got a really cool mini fight scene. This fight was a bit sloppy on my end, but it did teach me something called a flurry rush. To my understanding, because I don't have it unlocked in that abilities tab, what I need to do is a perfect backflip dodge, which slows down time so that you can land extra hits. While this helps, I think the real MVP of this battle was my armor. I had enough defense to make up for my beginner level combat skills and was able to deflect a lot of charges with my shield. This fight for me was a battle of endurance, and with the help of party food, I outlasted the Lionel rather than dodging it every time. When it died, I got another bow that fires 3 arrows. I think that's really cool. A really cool sword again, I'm saying the word cool a lot, and enough shock arrows. With all of the preparations ready, it's finally time for my first boss fight. I'm gonna let my live commentary do the talking now, so post-commentary me will be back after to discuss how awesome this fight was. Alright, I have 30 arrows, so I hope I have enough. But you never know. I hope it doesn't use any electricity against us, but also the fact it's weak to it makes me think it's not going to. I mean, that would be really bad for Sidon if he got hit by that. Oh no, it's giant ice cubes. Well, that's... Oh, wait, is it the rune ones? That'd be pretty cool. Let's see if the bow can do damage. No? Okay, maybe I need to switch to fire arrows. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Why am I not just using the rune? Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I don't know what I was thinking. And then once we get close to the waterfall, I'm 90% sure what I'm going to need to do is just glide in the air with the bow and then just hit it midair.
Marvelous.
Is that it? There's no way. There has to be more to this fight. Oh no, okay. There's 2 stages to this fight. I was about to say. It's like, that was really easy. Oh, now we have to do an inside boss fight, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but I hope so.
Well, Link, here we are. Looks like this is where the real work starts. Best of luck. Nice job cutting off the water flow from this divine beast. Show the enemy no fear. I'll see you back at Zor's domain. Farewell. Finish the job.
Oh, okay. Traveler's Gate. So we've we've registered the Divine Beast to our map.
You're here.
Oh, Zelda.
I must say that I am so happy
Oh, this isn't Zelda. This is
to see that this stage has finally
the real lover.
can be freed of Ganon's control. You'll need a map to prevent you from getting lost.
Oh, so it's like a dungeon. I don't think I'm correct in this, but I'm getting a Skylander vibe from this.
That you will need.
Don't know. Don't ask me how. That's just what my gut's telling me. Oh, and it's got its little icon on the map. Being an elephant is surprising. I thought it would have been an octopus. Well, I said earlier I thought it'd be an octopus, but I'm not. Alright, I'm going to say it in post-production, but... That's similar to the dragon. You just delete that and then it disappears. I don't think I need this anymore, so I can... I gotta say, I do really like the look of it, though. But yeah, that was cool, using the rune. Okay, buddy. Yeah, you wrecked it real tough there. Maybe we get the map first, before we run off and explore. Is it even gonna let me hit it? Oh yeah, it does. This is sick. So we need to open this door somehow. Alright, just do this. That's not that hard. Alright, what's this gonna give us? Whoa.
Good. You've obtained the map of the Divine Beast. You will see several glowing points on your map which represent the terminals that control Ruta. Take Ruta back by activating all of the terminals. Be careful.
Looks like the only thing we can control is the trunk. I guess to decide where water goes. I mean, its butt. Okay, so we gotta go find these terminals then. Oh, balls and holes. So this isn't really a fight. This is more of a puzzle to free it. Maybe we will fight something, though. I can't imagine Ganon's leaving this place unattended. I think I should go up some more before we figure out what I'm actually looking at. I think somebody in the comments said this is malice, which is a much better word than I was using to describe it. What do I have that I can get rid of for this? I don't really need a Knight's Claymore, if I'm being honest. It's cool, but... actually... I think I can go without the leaf. I'm sorry, leaf. Not really, but... I wonder with the eyeballs, if they're sentient, like they're their own being, or if it's Ganon looking at us. I would think if it was Ganon looking at us, he would be throwing more stuff at us. But he'd have to know at some point that Link's running around the map. So if I do this... Does this change anything? I think it needs to be higher. Yeah, I think the higher it goes, the water will... I think it will fall on the wheel? I don't know. Okay, it does work. But I don't know what it will do for me, if I'm being honest. I think I'll check something else. Yeah, I'm not afraid of you. I'm sorry, buddy. You need to be bigger. Although now I can press this button. A water, okay. Go further up this path and see where it leads. Ah, okay, so we can actually go out onto the trunk. That's pretty cool. Do see a chest I want to grab, though. You know what? I'll take this, because we'll need these if we want to buy any of Robbie's equipment. Although I can't seem to find the terminal, so I think I'll go back into the elephant. I think I can get this one. I just need to pull that lever. Here, let's try the ice. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try stasis next. I think that can work. That didn't really move it. Wait. It's metal. Oh, I just... I apparently need to get my eyes checked because that... Yeah, that looks very metallic. Okay, good. Yes, get... Okay, this may... Okay. We're getting somewhere. This is good.
There are 4 terminals remaining. Don't give up.
So now that I know it's the terminals... Oh, so how do I stop this water? Okay. This makes sense now.
There are 3 terminals remaining. You can do it.
Oh, maybe I put back on. I'm being a bit slow right now. I think my plan to get the terminal behind the trunk will be to get the trunk to the bottom, then try to get on top, and then lift it up, and then at the same time go behind it. Ah. Oh, whoops. Guess you can't fall down there. Oh, but it spawns me. That feels like cheating. Okay, people. I don't know if I was supposed to do it this way, but got the result.
There are 2 terminals remaining. You're nearly there.
Sweet. I see the fire and I see the metal lever, so I'm thinking the plan here is to open the lever, or open the door, and then just let the water pour in to get the terminal.
Just 1 terminal remaining. I have faith in you.
The last terminal is inside that cage. My only concern is that I need the only way to open it is with that ball. But when the ball's at the bottom, it falls off. So I'm going to try to stasis and climb in. But I think I can just... I don't know, I might try something stupid first before I try that method. Oh, that actually worked. I'm more on... You know what? We take it.
You activated all the terminals. Now you can start the main control unit. There should be a new glowing mark on your map. Head there. Be careful not to let your guard down.
Alright, now with the terminals unlocked, are we going to enter a boss fight now? Because I don't know if I have the weapons for it. Maybe that was it. This is just a puzzle. Be very interesting.
Please take care. That thing is one of Ganon's creations. I put up as much of a fight as I could, but it proved to be my demise 100 years ago. Regardless, I believe that you are well prepared for this moment. I have faith in you.
Oh no, there's a boss fight. There's always a boss fight. That doesn't do anything. Well, let's eat some food. Oh, come on.
Take care now.
Wait, hold on. I need to see. Oh, I want to test actually. Hold on. Let's pull out an ancient arrow on this bad boy. That just won. That was probably phase 1 of the boss fight, I assume.
Careful. Not much room to operate. Go, now!
Wow. Some bomb at you. Oh. Oh. Oh, Am I supposed to be moving this slow? I mean, to be fair, those ancient arrows just like eviscerated itself, but... Is that it? No, there has to be another stage. Let's see. Maybe it was not the right call to waste my ancient arrows. Oh, no, it's gone. Well. Hey, a free heart container. Folks. Okay, I understand now. Might be a bit too strong. But, to be fair, I used ancient arrows. And we ball. Let us free the divine beast. I will not be able to re-enter. Is there any chest I missed? That I really want. Not really. If I missed something, then I missed something. Well, I think note to self, bring ancient arrows to divine beast fights. Yes, goodbye.
Hello, Link. Because of your courage, my spirit is now free. And Ruta as well. Thank you. For I am now allowed by this freedom to be with you once again. Since I am now a spirit, my healing power would be wasted on me. I have no need of it. So therefore, I would like you to have it. Please accept Mifa's grace. Yesterday, I was awash in a pool of tears. I had nearly given up hope and resigned myself to being trapped here as a spirit for the rest of eternity. But now you're here. All this time, my hope was to see you once more. Promise me that you will not hesitate to call upon my power if you ever find yourself in need. Knowing that will let my spirit rest in peace. I must go. Ruta and I have our roles to fulfill. We are both honored to be able to play the role of support. We'll annihilate Ganon together. Farewell. Save her, Link. Save the princess. Save Princess Zelda. Ruta, we found a way to be useful to Link, and the other champions, of course. Our job will be to help Link as he fights Ganon inside the castle, however we can. Using your ability to drain Ganon of his power is key to our success. This is it. This will be our last chance, and everyone's last hope. If we seal him away, then we can restore peace to Hyrule. And both your duty and mine will be fulfilled. Father, are you well, I wonder? I want you to know I have always followed my heart. I'm sorry I made you worry. I wish I could see you again. Even just once more.
After being transported back to Zora's domain, I looked to see what the Grace did, and it was a free revive that restores extra hearts when we're in danger. I disabled it for now because it shows I only have one, and I want to save it either for another Divine Beast or Ganon. Returning to the throne room, everybody was celebrating. Even Muzu changed his tune, realizing we cared for Hyrule and Mipha, and he apologized for letting the old ways cloud his judgment. The king offered treasure as a reward, and mentioned how we don't have the Master Sword yet. Finally, Sidon thanked us, and we officially saved the Zora domain. That was awesome. I wasn't expecting 3 unique stages of freeing the Divine Beast, but each one was fantastic. The first stage was definitely the easiest. I really enjoyed using a combination of the runes and the bow. The puzzle was fun. I was confused for a bit, but once I put the pieces together, it went by quickly. Lastly, the boss fight. I'm still learning a lot about dodging, but I feel like I have a better understanding now. I definitely felt like the ancient and bomb arrows, plus knowing the guardian weapons deal extra damage, and the 3 stars on my headgear and boots made up for my lack of dodging. However, I don't think this was meant to be a super hard fight. I'm still glad I chose to go for memories and unlocking towers first, because I learned a lot of lore and game mechanics that were highlighted in this quest. Honestly, if I do a couple test of strength shrines, I believe I'll get better at dodging. I definitely will probably need that for the next fights. A lot of people warned me about saving the desert for last, because it appears, based on everybody's reaction, to be the hardest fight, but once again, I'll leave the next beast to a vote. Lastly, I like the change to the overworld of Ruta attacking the castle and becoming a teleporting point. I'm glad we could free them and give closure. This part I actually did before the Divine Beasts, but since the title is around the boss fight, I'm putting it here. My plan was to wait for the vote before playing the game, but honestly I couldn't resist. So I explored the bottom part of Central Hyrule since I mostly skipped it heading to Impa. I went back to the Great Plateau to look around for anything, and noticed a shrine in a stable I hadn't visited yet. At the stable, the goat appeared and told me the location of the memory near the lake. Before heading there, I unlocked checkpoints for nearby shrines. Didn't do the quests because I wanted to make a beeline for the memory.
From here, we'll make our way to Goron City. Then, we'll need some adjustments on that divine beast so Daru can manage it as easily as possible. He's figured out how to get it to move. However, it's apparent that we still have much more to learn. But to think, that divine beast was actually built by people. That means we should be able to understand how it works and how to use it to our advantage. These divine beasts, so much we don't know. But if we want to turn back Calamity Ganon, they're our best hope. Tell me the truth. How proficient are you right now wielding that sword on your back? Legend says that an ancient voice resonates inside it. Can you hear it yet, hero?
Talk about a cold shoulder. I knew at this point in the timeline Zelda didn't trust Link, but this memory is providing insight into the reason behind it being more about jealousy than her father's influence. The more memories I see, honestly, the less importance I think the king had overall in the plot. While he's mentioned, I don't think he's the main driver of Zelda's uneasiness. She mentioned the sword having a voice. I think this is probably the goddess, and it's clear that Link was chosen or blessed in some capacity by the goddess. One of the main themes I picked up so far in these memories is Zelda trying to awaken her powers, but the goddess is not responding to her. I think this might be the big reason for her resentment towards Link. Why was some random knight chosen while she's been working so hard to stop Calamity Ganon? This thought process made me think about the first memory in the database and wanting to find it to see if I'm on the right track. My educated guess was a platform surrounded by trees, positioned in front of the castle that I could see clearly on the map. The journey there was stressful, dodging multiple moblins. I made a pit stop at a coliseum, and I talked to Dai, who mentioned the Lionel inside had cool weapons. Not feeling ready to take it on, note this was before I fought the one in the Ruta quest, I left and made my way to the spot I marked on the map. I hid Egg in some trees and stealthily moved forward trying to dodge all of the guardians I saw. When I got there, I was correct. It was the memory spot.
Hero of Hyrule, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. You have shown unflinching bravery and skill in the face of darkness and adversity, and have proven yourself worthy of the blessings of the goddess Hylia. Whether skyward bound, adrift in time, or steeped in the glowing embers of twilight, the sacred blade is forever bound to the soul of the hero. We pray for your protection, and we hope that the two of you will grow stronger together as one. Forged in the long distant past, the sword
Gee, this is
of
uplifting.
darkness.
She's making it sound like we already lost.
Ancient steel
Wasn't this your
bound
idea?
to hero.
You're the one who wanted to designate the appointed knight with all the ceremonial pomp, grandeur, and nonsense we could muster. And if you ask me, the whole thing does seem to be overkill. I think I'm on the same page as the princess regarding this boy.
Oh, give it a rest. That boy is a living reminder of her own failures. Well, at least that's how the princess sees him.
The last memory had Zelda giving Link the cold shoulder. This one was just cold. This felt really awkward, and Link is clearly a good sport because Zelda was putting zero effort into her speech. Daruk probably organized all this to celebrate Link's success, but everybody else just felt kind of down. The bird guy also clearly doesn't like Link. This was hinted at the memory I was mentioning earlier, but it was on full display here. It also appears that my guess about the goddess blessing and Link being chosen for the Master Sword is some of the cause of Zelda's initial dislike. I want to say I'm correct on that, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's looking. I think I'm right. I'm excited to see the fifth memory, though. Looking at it, I think it's in the hot springs based on the location. And I'm hoping that one gives us more information on the transition from disliking Link to enjoying his company. Because the only thing we got in the one in the desert was that he just saved her. That was pretty much it. I'm making a change to this section. I'll be directly putting comments on screen to give more context. You would have seen this earlier, but I feel like this makes it easier for everyone to understand what I'm reading, how I'm interpreting it, and then what actions I'm doing because of it. My first order of business, making a fireproof potion. I got a lot of helpful comments about critters and monsters being in opposite environments of the elixirs they make that are good, and the stables themselves actually sell or provide the recipes near the locations on the map. I went to the stables near the volcano to buy bugs, and made a fireproof elixir with that and one of the lizard monster tails I got. Creating a half-hour long elixir, which I think will be a lot more helpful than the 4-minute one I got earlier. Next, I upgraded the Zoro armor and caught fairies by simply crouching. Yep, apparently it's that simple. I then went to fight a fire wizard to get a fire rod for 2 reasons. 1, to show Neb to increase that side quest, and 2, a comment mentioned weapons impacting the temperature gauge. After defeating the fire wizard, I got a meteor rod instead of a fire rod. Maybe I'm misremembering the drops from this enemy, but this one had a diamond symbol next to it, meaning its durability was increased. Don't know how rare that is, but it's pretty cool to see that. And when I equipped it, the comments were correct. The meteor rod plus the weather jacket have the same effect as eating chili peppers in the winter jacket, which means I technically have an unlimited amount of time I could spend in the cold areas. This means one thing. I'm doing this because another comment told me the rewards for strikes after the Blizzard Rod was 300 rupees. Combine that with the Meteor Rod, if I get a strike every time, that's an additional 280 rupees I didn't have before. After hitting a lot of strikes, I took my winnings to Hateno Village. At the end of the last episode, I mentioned wanting to store items. A lot of you pointed out going to Hateno to a house near the shrine. One person was adamant about being a fool's errand, which made me even more curious. I crossed a bridge near the shrine and met Carson, who said the house was abandoned by somebody who went to the castle and never came back. They're probably dead. They were demolishing it because of this, and when I offered to buy it, he then told me I had to talk to the boss. Talking to Bolson, they gave me the price of 50,000 rupees. When I told them I'd pay it, they got all flustered and then decided to offer me a discount, 3,000 rupees and 30 bundles of wood. Fortunately, I already had 31 bundles on my travels, and with the amount of money I was winning from the bowling, I immediately bought the house. I got a weapon mount as a housewarming gift, not a chest, but a way to store items, which I'm very happy about. Talking to Bolson again, he mentioned Hudson was leaving for Akala. When I talked to Hudson, he said he was doing it to build his own village and expand the company. Once he left, Bolson gave me a pretty sweet deal to improve my house, at only 100 rupees at a time. I bought another weapon mount to place my giant boomerang. I'm afraid of breaking it, so it deserves its own safe space. My next stop was Akala to meet Hudson. His town is on the mini mountain with the shrine, which is pretty cool, and he mentioned needing a lot of help. His first request was 10 pieces of wood. I went back to the Great Plateau to chop trees, and that's when I noticed it. The green aura was back. On the mountain, I decided to use my brain and take a photo of it. The horse is called the Lord of the Mountain, and this immediately, the name plus it being a spirit horse, I wanted to tame it immediately. I crouched my way to it, and managed to successfully tame it. I was ecstatic and made a beeline to the stable to register it, but they wouldn't take it, saying it would curse them for some lame excuse. Then after getting rejected, sadly, the Lord ran off and disappeared. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. I decided to cut my losses and grab the axe at the stable to chop some wood. Back in Akala, it was nighttime, and I saw Clinton. I wanted to see if he had any new stuff. Sure enough, a cool moblin mask and a hammer for small creatures. I then gave Hudson the wood. After being thankful for it, his second request was to get a Goron working for him, but the requirement is that the last part of the name needed to be son. A strange request, but I obliged. I went to the Zora's domain to see if the Goron there met the criteria, but they didn't. I decided it was best to wait until I went to the volcano to try this, so I then decided to talk to the king. He asked me about Mifa, and I told him what happened. He was very thankful. Honestly, I'm just very happy I was able to give everybody here closure and a good ending. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, consider liking and subscribing to support the channel. If you're able to and want to support me even more, consider becoming a member like these amazing people. Any money I make will go back into the channel to help improve my videos. Next episode, I wanted to fight another divine beast. I'm leaving it in your hands again. The poll will close next Tuesday, and whichever beast gets the most votes, I'll fight. As for the Master Sword, I'm thinking maybe after 2 divine beasts or after all 4. I don't want to rely on it, but it's pretty funny seeing all the hints the game gives me, despite me and randomly finding it while exploring. On a more general note, I hope everybody enjoys the holiday break. I'll be spending it mostly working on this channel, and I'm very excited for the new year. I'm ready to work hard and continue this series because it is a lot of fun. I'll see you guys next time.